I don't sit on bikes and I talk like this. I really don't. The last time I did that was the FTR. I'm having a blast on this bike. I really am. I feel comfortable, and the reason why I honestly feel like I'm having a blast is because this bike feels second nature almost. So right now what we're doing is we are going to be riding the Indian Challenger, and we're gonna be riding along some city streets, and we're gonna get on the interstate. So the main thing is I want to figure out who this bike is for. You know, is it a bike that I would like? I have ridden the Roadmaster, the Springfield Chief, the Chieftain Limited, all these different touring bikes, bigger bikes than like a Scout or even my bike, the FTR. So I have the FTR and the Honda Rebel 500, and at some point I'm gonna want to get a bigger bike, you know, for longer distance, for anything really, so I can have, you know, Nikki on the back of the bike. So this is kind of like one of those bikes where I would want to do that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and kind of get an idea of what this bike is all about. This is Indian's first fixed fairing motorcycle, so we're gonna go ahead and figure all those things out. But so far I really like it, and here's why. With the other bike, especially the Chieftain Limited, what happened is the fairing was like super close to me, and I felt like I couldn't see over. That was one of my biggest gripes. I'm short, I'm 5'6", 30-inch inseam, and my biggest gripe on that was that I literally felt like I couldn't see over it, and it was giving me a little bit of claustrophobia. It seems like this fairing is a little lower. I could see really far above it. All right, we're gonna do it. And so I really like that fact that I could do that. So what we're doing here is we're riding, he's got the Indian Challenger Dark Horse, so he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. I'm just gonna hang out with him. But I really like the fact that I can see over. So as a shorter person, that's really important to me. I can see over. So the wind buffeting I can feel at the top of my head, but it's not as bad as what I felt on the Roadmaster or the Chieftain Limited. So maybe that's because the fairing is a little bit further ahead. It almost feels like that. So, but you can also make adjustments. So this is powered. Oh, it can go really high. That's really nice. I don't feel any buffeting now. So we're gonna be going on the interstate pretty soon, and this is kind of where this thing's gonna probably shine. Probably it's gonna shine. So in town, it feels good. I feel comfortable on this in town. I can definitely feel the longer bike. I could definitely easily feel that. It's a bigger bike. You can kind of feel it. And when it came to the Bobber 20 and even the Chieftain Limited, I felt like I was sitting on top of the bike. This bike, I don't feel like I'm on top. I feel like I'm in control. I'm like sucked in with the seat. So that's a big thing. Another thing is that it's very smooth. That road that we just went on was not the smoothest. Let's go ahead and see how it feels. Yeah, gotta get used to the power band. There we go. That felt good. So right now when I'm thinking about these bigger bikes, it's like, how can I maneuver it and be safe on it at my size, with my skill, with everything? And a lot of people think that when you're short, you can't do this type of stuff. So we're in 6th gear right now, very fast bike. So we're in 6th gear, and oh, smooth. I don't feel the wind buffeting, especially if I kind of sit back and relax with it. Do not feel the wind buffeting. This is honestly going to be the better bike for me. I feel like the Chieftain, the Springfield even, and then the Roadmaster, they're for taller people, but it's like they're going to get the wind buffeting straight in their face. For me, it's like I don't want to get any wind buffeting. So for me as a consumer, this is so far the better bike out of all of them. Now you just got to look at pricing and all that stuff, but long distance, I can already tell this is going to be a fun bike, and I don't feel any like sway. And that's one thing people are talking about when it comes to the fixed fairing, is that you feel some sway because it's attached to your handlebars basically. So whatever wind you hit with that fairing, you're going to get into the handlebar vibrations. With this, you don't feel that. I honestly don't feel any of that. I feel like it's taking all the force like a car. But like my steering wheel in the car is not attached to the car, you know what I mean? So it's a really interesting feeling, and I really like it. So let's see how this thing corners. All right, very good. Bump, acceleration, because we're in town, we got to get up to speed. So the power band's going to be a little different. The power band's gonna be a little different on that one than I'm used to, so it's just a matter of figuring out how it works. And also there's different modes, and I don't know which mode I'm in, and you can actually change. So you can change the radio and all that stuff. I don't care too much about that. If I wanted to do a demo of that, I would go ahead and, you know, focus more on the accessories, but I want to figure out how it feels when I'm riding, because that's the biggest thing. I want to be comfy, I want to be safe, and then all the other stuff I can mess around with later. The main deal is that I want to make sure that this is something like if I wanted to buy a bigger bike to go tour on, and then on top of that I want to bring a passenger and then plenty of gear and still be safe. So far I think this one is the one I would like to get out of the Roadmaster and the Chieftain. So I don't know what that means, but man, this thing feels so good when it comes to in town and on the interstate and riding. And I'm not just saying that because this is the brand new bike Indian Challenger, but this is a fixed fairing, this is a brand new technology, different engine, all these different things. And I think that's really cool. I think there's a really good step in the direction of something that I would like as a consumer. And remember, I'm 32. I'm 32. Yeah, I'm 32 years old. I have 2 kids. I have a family. You know, middle class type thing. And when it comes to wanting to purchase something, I really want to purchase something that I know that I'm going to get a lot of use out of. I'm very frugal with my money, and I'm very concerned about, you know, what I'm buying. I hate buyer's remorse, and you really have to get the bike for who it's designed for and what you're going to be doing with it. So the FTR, I'm glad they went that route, because that is like an amazing bike. I absolutely love that bike. It's everything I wanted out of a bike. And then now they came out with the Indian Challenger, so it's like a completely different class of things that you're going to be doing with that. You know, you're going to be doing long distance. You're going to have certain things when it comes to creature comforts, new technology, and I think they really did a good job with that. I like I don't sit on bikes and I talk like this. I really don't. The last time I did that was the FTR. I'm having a blast on this bike. I really am. I feel comfortable, and the reason why I honestly feel like I'm having a blast is because this bike feels second nature almost. Typically when you go on a demo event or even like test ride a bike or any car or anything, or like you're shopping for a house and you're like, it doesn't really hit me, it doesn't really click. And and with this, it's like I feel like I was on my FTR. If you ever seen that video of me first riding the FTR before I bought it, you're gonna know I'm having a blast on this. So if this is the bike that I want to get for longer distance and touring, or if I want to get a bike that's longer distance and touring, this is gonna be the bike, honestly. So I got the FTR, and then if I wanted to get a touring bike, this is the bike. So in town and having fun, going crazy, FTR. If I want to go long rides with the wife, cruising, or even in town type stuff, I feel comfortable with this. Low seat height, I can flat foot it. So who's this for? Sorry, I'm like, my review got all screwy. So who's this bike for? This is gonna be for that person that wants a higher technology touring bike. This is gonna be somebody that wants a cruiser style. I mean, because you can get like, you know, a Honda Goldwing or a Road Glide or whatever it is, but where is your tech? You know, where is it going to be a specialty? I mean, you can look at 3 different trucks, and then you need to find the one that fits you. So once again, I'm not endorsing Indian, but I'm just telling you that I'm having a blast on this bike, and then like kind of who's it's for. So sit on the bike, test ride. I would say the 3 bikes: the Honda Goldwing, the Road Glide, and then this bike. Test them out, see which one you like the best, see which one that feels the best, and then find out which tech you really like. So the tech is what you're gonna kind of really mess around with, because you're gonna want to ride with basically what you're comfortable. I gotta figure out that friction zone and all that stuff, but we'll figure it out. And then like you can always change like the seat and all these other things, but right out the box, man, I absolutely love this bike. Seat is amazing. Grips, the reach and everything is amazing. It felt like on the Scout Bobber I was having to reach even more, and this is like easy to do. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. They got their music playing. They're using all the music. I'm just kind of, so you can change it to all the information you want. Ride command, you can hook your phone up, change the music, all these different things. It's really cool, and if it's anything like my FTR, you can change it to the night mode and everything, but Really cool cruise control, all the different specs, all that stuff, but it's just really cool. It's a blast. I'm having a ton of fun on this. There we go. Okay, so a little bit better on the friction zone. So that's just a matter of practice. So check out the different bikes. You know, if this is kind of the stuff you want to do, you like the look, then go with the look, but make sure it fits you good. There's just so much to talk about when it comes to how to do this and how to ride, and what bikes that you should get and all those different things. But man, I'm having a blast on this thing. My endorsement is that this is probably the best touring bike Indian's ever produced. I feel more comfortable on this bike. I like this bike. Let's go ahead and see where I'm gonna park it. I absolutely love this bike. It's a blast to ride. There's just not much else to say. I think if I ever get a touring bike, this is the bike I'm getting. What is up, everybody? Dan the Fireman here. We're gonna be going over this helmet, the Bell SRT helmet, and I'm gonna be going over the 3 things that I look for in a beginner helmet. It's gonna be price, comfort, and does it hurt or help my motorcycle riding? That fit my head shape. So there was other ones out there. There's a round oval type head shape. There's a long oval head.